guys, welcome to Mattypalooza, New York Comic-Con. Yeah. Who's filming? Is this going on YouTube? We got a camera over here. We're fully filming. San Diego didn't let us film. Yeah.
New
All right,
rule.
awesome. So we're going to be like everywhere, right?
Everywhere,
Awesome.
everywhere. Everybody got this.
Hey, Connecticut?
Yes, sir.
My wife's from Jersey.
Yay.
All right, so yeah, welcome to Mattypalooza, New York Comic Con. I'm going to jump right into the slide because I want to leave as much time for Q&A as possible so we can answer your guys' questions. We got great guests for the Four Horsemen here. We got CB and Eric. I haven't said my name. My name is Scott Knightley. I think you guys know me. I'm the brand manager for Mattypalooza. Ghostbusters, all the cool stuff you're here to see. So we got some cool reveals, some cool updates for you, and let's just jump right in, shall we? All right, New York Comic Con. There we go. Hey, so all right. First off, we're going to do an update on DC on our signature series, Clubbing for Earth.
you.
You're welcome. So I know a lot of fans have been asking what's going to go on now that the club didn't go through. We only hit about 60% of the minimum we needed. If anyone needs further details, I did a great set of interviews with Daniel Pickett, Action Figure Insider. I think the second interview is up on the homepage today. So go there, you can hear the whole thing. We kind of go into full details. This is why you should shut your phone off, while you're on a panel. All right. So let's talk about 6-inch monthly figures still coming out this year, because we still have a club this year to come out. So you guys know that Ocean Masters in a couple days. He's got his staff, long awaited. I think this is actually only the second villain we've done for Aquaman.
You know him, right?
Right? Big Black Manta, way back when. And now finally Ocean Master, his long lost brother. And then of course Raish is coming out after that next month for my birthday. He's got his sword. Great reuse of that buck body from back with Clark Kent from 07. And then finally finishing up the year is our only Batman variant, who is Bat Zorro. He comes with his Batarang. All right. So let's talk about 2014. So we obviously know the sub didn't go through. We only had about 60%. But we are looking to release some stuff. So here's what's going on. You guys are getting the full scoop. So the subscription didn't meet the minimum. But as the Signature Series heads into the sunset, what we're going to do is release those final 4 figures quarterly in 2014. So we were able to secure 4 figures that made it far enough along in the process. They're going to be day of only, so no sub, at $25. And please note, this is not a relaunch or a new program, but really the capstone on a great 8-year run of DC 6-inch figures from the Four Horsemen. So as these figures roll out, this is really the finale. Even if these guys sell, quote-unquote gangbusters, this is it, guys. This is basically what we could do without locking in the sub. Motu fans, please note this next year when we sell in that 2015 sub. We're not like just, shooting air here. All right. So you kind of probably know who these figures are, but to recap, you're going to get Aquaman in March, followed by Ice. She will be out in June, like I said, quarterly, since we had 4 figures. Followed by Superboy. Connor in his black shirt before the big reboot. And then finally, we'll wrap it up with Damon. So he will be out in December. Now I know there were people asking, can we release them all on the same day? Really, it's kind of one of those two sides of the same coin thing. People are complaining in October, there's too many things up. So it's like, do you release them all at the same time and get that, or do you spread them out? So really, we needed to come up with a program, and this was the way to do it. But wait, we're not done. We are also at Comic-Con. We will have the Containment Suit Doomsday. It will be our single Comic-Con item first available there. So we couldn't quite get to the bigger one because of the sub, but he's far enough along so you will be able to get. I don't think there's ever been a toy of Containment Suit Doomsday, ever. Right? So there you go. We're doing Containment Suit Doomsday. He is badass. So he'll be at Comic-Con, and then after the show, much like all of our Comic-Con items on MattyCollector.com in August. All right. Total Heroes. So this is our new line that's going to be at retail in 2014. It's an all-new 6-inch scale, featuring the major DC heroes and villains at retail. So these are being launched at a $9.99 SRP. So you've seen, I think, the first 6 or 7 characters in our booth. Characters like Batman and Superman, Sinestro's in there. Just really cool looking Mr. Freeze. The Ultra figures for this line that we announced in San Diego are coming on Matty Collector at $20. So they're going to be plussed up with things like swappable heads, extra accessories and hands, collector end characters, including the Comic-Con 2013 fan pick, Batman Beyond, which was going to be in the PowerPoint, but it was just delivered to the booth about 3 minutes ago. So he'll be in the booth, not in the PowerPoint. And they'll all be a plussed up package. There'll be 4 figures released quarterly, much like the Signature series, but probably a different month, throughout 2014. So these will complement what you're going to get at retail. So here we got our first one, our Green Lantern Corps figure. So you'll get a John Stewart head, you will get a Tomar Ray head, and you'll get a Green Man head with a whole bunch of extra hands. You'll get flying hands, you'll get battle hands, fist hands, and kind of like a chopping hand. And then you'll get 3 different construct end pieces, and then a construct, I guess, kind of energy wave. So all 3 of those, the fist, the buzzsaw, and the claw, will all connect to that little energy wave. They'll be in clear plastic. Here we're seeing the early prototype that's just flat green, but it'll be in the traditional kind of, you've seen with other constructs we've done, in that really cool, all clear green plastic. So this will be in Q1 2014. This is going to follow up with our next release, is Black Manta. Yeah. So he's also going to come with 3 heads. He'll have a masked head, an unmasked head, and an angry unmasked head, as well as a whole bunch of other hands, extra staff accessories that actually splits apart, so you can see the staff can be configured in multiple different ways to display him. Is that like screen wobbling there? Yeah. So I guess Black Manta is swimming through it. So there you go. So Black Manta will be the quarter 2 figure for our Ultra Total Heroes line. And I don't have an image, but the next one is going to be the fan choice Batman Beyond. I couldn't quite sneak one in there, but you'll see the sculpt that was just delivered. It'll be in the booth right after the panel.
Fully painted paint.
Fully painted. So yeah, you want to talk about what's included?
It comes with the Batman Beyond head. It comes with the Terry McGinnis head, unmasked, of course, and it comes with the old man Bruce Wayne head, so you can pop his head down there. It also comes with multiple hands, and it comes with the Batwing backpack and Batman Beyond style Batarang.
Sweet. Yeah, and so yeah, the old Bruce Wayne head for all you kids at home, that was from I think the first episode of Batman Beyond. Old Bruce Wayne wears the outfit before he passes it on to Terry, so that's why old Bruce Wayne's in there. So there you go. So you'll see him in the booth. All right. For our Batman 66 line, specifically...
Oh, I'm sorry. It also comes with a little... it's not Adam. What's his name in Batman Beyond? The little Adam character.
Oh, Metron? No. Micron.
Micron. Comes
Yes,
with little
mini
Micron figures.
Yes, that we did in the JLU figure line. Yes.
Sorry.
Mini Micron. No.
Go ahead.
That's important stuff right there, right from the horse's mouth. I stayed up all night working on that. All right, so the 66 line is specifically the Epic Creation items, not the figure line. That's a retail line. So just a quick update on that awesome utility belt. So you've seen this in the booth. We've got, that's the final product we're getting to. It's going to be coming out December 15th. 4 working pouches that open from the bottom, just like on the show. 4 working tubes also open from the bottom. It includes that foldable Batarang with the hole for the string. $125 the day of. It'll be December 15th, 2013. And you can finally, after 40 years, have a Adam West 1966 Bat belt. One size fits most. So comic book guy, I don't know if, there you go. Remember that episode where Bart gets that belt? All right, Watchmen, we're wrapping up the Watchmen line. Our final release there, so this was the first ever comic book based Watchmen line. All 6 figures have been shipping throughout 2013. They include accessories, Watchmen bases. There were 6 figures every other month at $25. It's not both in the sub and day of. And the roll included all 6 of the main characters. So we got Ozzy coming out, and he comes with that great alternate head with the mask on. So he will be the final Watchmen figure. There's not a Watchmen line in 14, but you get all of them. You're going to complete the team, even the dead ones. So there he is with a close-up of his head. So you'll be able to finally, and of course when you have all the packaging, if you guys have them, you've seen that they actually can be displayed in multiple ways. One direction you can see the Who Watches the Watchmen graffiti. Another direction from the front you can see the ticking down doomsday clock. And then on the other flip side is original art created by Mattel artists that showing kind of signature items from each character. I think my favorite is Comedian. Even though we didn't have the rights to do a happy face, that symbol is actually owned by somebody. But the artwork sort of has bullets on Comedian's packaging. The bullet marks kind of make a little happy face. That's kind of how we got around that. Shh, don't tell me. All right. Just kidding. It's totally fine. All right. Ghostbusters. So we do have an update on Ghostbusters. So first off, the remaining customer service stock of our awesome Ecto goggles, we have a few left. We wanted to make sure we held on to them from our sale in August. So those are going to go up on sale on Cyber Monday, whatever's left. And that's it. That's last call on the goggles. And who's got goggles? Who got them already? What do you guys think? You like them? You happy? Yeah, he's got one. All right. Well, you can test them out in our booth. We have them there. If you'd like to see what it's like, it shows really cool. It works with your PKE meter. You can activate the library ghost with the PK meter, as well as a proton wand animation, and of course there's also 4 Slimer animations you get whether or not you have PK. Again, one size fits most. This one was actually, a lot of people are asking the way the straps are, because they're not 100% accurate to the movie. That's a legal issue. I actually did a podcast a month or so ago with GhostbusterFans.net, and we addressed this concern, and really it's because it fits on your head. Anytime that we have something made by Mattel that slips over someone's head and blocks your vision, there's very strict safety protocols. So that's why the straps are done the way they are, to comply with US and European safety rules. And it'll also include some really, really cool stickers so you can customize it. So for those of you who are freeze framers and watching the Ghostbusters film, you know that in every shot, it doesn't actually accurate one shot to another. Some shots look different. So you can customize your goggles for however you want to do it. With whatever stickers, and it includes those cool little knobs you see at the bottom of the sticker sheet. Those allow you to make it look like Ghostbusters Movie 1, Movie 2, or that final knob on the left plugs into the PKE meter and is what syncs the PKE meter to your goggles, so that you can see that library ghost. Hey, you think okay? All right. So, and then coming in December is our proton wand, the neutrino wand. You guys tested this out in the booth upstairs? It is awesome. I mean, it is really, those sounds, when it powers up, I mean, they're taken right from the film archives. It is amazing. And we did change the front wire to red. You're seeing the green wire in the prototype there. Even though both were in the movie, we did change the more favored red light. It's got lights and sound. It's got a rumble kickback. It's got power on and off. It's got a stream on and off visual meter. It's got a length adjuster, so that increases the rumble and the velocity of it. And if you have 2 PK meters, or 2 proton wands, neutrino wands, which is what we brought to the show, if you aim them at each other, you get a really cool crossing the streams effect. The lights turn white, and the little meter that's on the back of the wand, instead of going up, it starts kind of flashing up and down to show you you're probably doing something that's destroying the dimensional rift. So that's really, really cool effect that only works if you have 2 of them. So really nice payoff. And that'll also be on sale December 15th. Big day, December 15th. Save your shekels. And we did make it so potentially it could plug into a hypothetical Ecto Pack. I definitely want to make it clear we do not have an Ecto Pack planned right now, but you'll notice there is a hole on the back of the wand that potentially, if we ever did an Ecto Pack, it would be able to plug in with the idea that the pack would amplify the sounds through speakers or something like that. So, you know, if you're holding off on getting the proton wand and anticipating getting a pack and wand one day, I would highly recommend not doing that, because I can tell you we already have our 2015 line kind of in the works, and there's not a proton pack in that year, pending we'll see what happens to the movie. But don't hold off on this one. I think this is probably going to be our fastest selling Ghostbusters epic creation. So it's really amazing. I can't stop playing with it. All right, and then coming in 14, So for the 30th anniversary, so we had that pre-sale for the Ecto-1, and much like the DC sub, unfortunately we did not get enough pre-sales to do it. So the Ecto-1, I can say officially, is not happening. You guys saw it. I mean, we saw the meter. We were pretty clear that if we did not get 100%, it wasn't going to go forward. And once again, Motu fans, keep that in mind for 2015. We are not just, throwing darts here and puffing smoke. So the Ecto-1 is not going to go forward. We did not get the minimum pre-order we needed. But to celebrate the 30th anniversary, we are going to put out those 2 packs of the 6-inch figures without proton or with the removable packs. So it'll be the first time they've ever been available like that. All the figures will include stands and a proton stream. So there'll be two packs at $50 each, so it's about $25 a figure. When we showed these with the Ecto-1, they were going to be single-carded figures, and you were only going to get Ray and Peter. So now we're actually, to celebrate, we're going to do all 4 of them. So you get Ray and Egon, Peter and Winston. Each pack will come with 2 proton streams, 2 bases, 2 figures, and 2 removable proton packs. So they have newly tuned torsos, that allow the proton packs to be removable. So those are going to be on sale late summer, early fall 2014 in celebration of the 30th anniversary of the greatest ghost hunting movie ever. Really excited. So there you go. That will be the celebration of the 30th, and we're all kind of standing by to see what happens with Ghostbusters 3 and the further adventures of the franchise to be continued. All right. So I guess there's some Motu fans in the room?
Oh, yeah.
I figured there were a couple. All right. So let's just run through the remainder of 2013 for a reminder for everyone in the room and the kids at home. So we got Mantenna coming out next month. He's pretty awesome. Almost a fully tooled figure. I think the only new part, or reused parts are his hands. Otherwise, he's fully new tooled. So he's going to have 2 sets of eyeballs. He'll have regular eyes and then the Mantenna pop-out eyes that just snap in place, recreating the vintage feature without having to have a mechanism. And of course, his trademark Horde crossbow. So he was originally the September figure, but he got delayed a little bit, so you're going to get 2 figures in October. We announced this way back, I think, in February and March, so it shouldn't be too much of a surprise. The other figure in October, which was always the monthly figure there, is Dactus. So you can see the final figure. This is still the prototype image, but you'll see the final figure in the case. And anything you guys want to mention about? I'm going kind of so quickly, but that you haven't talked about already, or?
He's a huge figure. That was what caught us off guard when we got into it. With the he's got extra height in the neck and extra height with the bigger feet. So he really towers over the other figures. And plus, he's got the Drago Man wings, which are already massive. So he's really impressive looking, lined up with the rest of the figures.
He's actually so big that we had to pack his armor off of him in the package, sort of like Webster, because it was basically pressing against the blister and deforming it. So that's why he's got a naked chest there when we get it in the blister.
It's just another play feature. You get to play dress up with him.
Just like a certain blonde doll.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously really easy to snap together. You just pull off the head, slip on the armor, snap it together, plug in the wings on the back, and give him his sword, and he's ready to defend Subterranea from the evil forces of Skeletor. All right. So also in October, so if you like, who has a Club Filmation subscription in the room? Yeah? So very excited, we finally, after years, got rights to the Filmation characters. So we got Nepthu coming in October in a few days. That stand is not included, that's just something to show it. But obviously the glassified version of Zor that he comes with from the episode will work on any of the bird stands. If you have a weapons pack, or Tila, or Evil Lyn, or the Sorceress. It came with a bird stand, and it'll come with his Ankh of Power. And then also in October, not part of the club, day of, you get the final weapons pack in the line. It's going to come with a lot of great accessories, some repaints of Sir Laser-Lot, some repaints accessories that were for Granometer, kind of in gold. You got Strobo's all-new gun. You've got Hurricane Hordax accessories in Trapjaw colors. You've got Trapjaw's accessories in Roboto colors. You have a variety of shields. One of them's upside down.
And Strobo's gun's all like warped and bent.
Yeah,
It's not like that on the fun.
Definitely not. And then, of course, the cowl.
yeah.
Cowl, so there's actually an action figure in the back, which is cool. He's articulated in the neck and in the hands. It's pretty cool. It's Filmation colors and looks right out of Filmation. So it's vintage toy Filmation look. Pretty cool. All right, so that's the End of Wars weapon. This will be the final weapons pack that we're doing. And I know a lot of people are asking, yeah, I know, I hear you. But the reason that we're not doing another weapons pack, you guys have seen what's going on with prices. I mean, you know, the gentleman to my left here talked about, you know, in terms of like Metropolis and their own lines, how expensive it is in making these toys. That doesn't just apply to what Four Horsemen did. That applies even more so to what Mattel does. Prices go up like almost every day. We are trying to basically put all of our resources into making as many figures as we can over the next 2 years before these figures cost $40 a pop. Because one day they're going to. And you know, people always ask, what's going to kill the line? You know, et cetera, et cetera. Is it going to be, you know, Neptune or Batzaro? It's going to be the fact that eventually these figures are going to cost more to make than you guys are all willing to pay. So the reason we're not doing any more weapons packs is because we're taking that energy and putting it into figures to get as many characters out there before the price just gets too expensive, because we see it happening. It's on the horizon. All right, and then finally, also in October, as part of the regular club, our last quarterly release are those amazing Horde Troopers. Which, by the way, oops, let's go back. Okay, it's not going back, but that's okay. You saw it. Is it going back at all? No, it's not. All right, that's what happens when you have PowerPoint. So Horde Troopers, they come with 2 of each accessory. You guys have seen them before, so I don't need to dwell too much on figures that have already been announced. Geldor also coming in November, so he's the monthly figure for November. He's the fans' choice. So you won that vote we did last year. Comes with his battle axe and the secret liquid of life, right from the vintage mini comic. So I pitied the fool that doesn't buy a Geldor. Everyone knows about like the Movember, the mustache contest. Some folks at Mattel have challenged me to grow a Geldor during November, so I may have to do that. My wife will kill me. All right. Also in November, there's that sticker sheet. So this is only for subscribers. So if you buy Geldor day of, you will not get this. But if you do have a subscription, you're going to get a really cool sticker sheet with more stickers to help customize your figures. And then as part of Club Filmation, Seahawk, long due in the toy form. One thing I want to address about Seahawk that's come up a lot is people asking, you know, why he looks a bit more buffed up than he did on the animated series. And the simple answer is he's not based on Filmation. All the figures in the Classics line are based on what the toys would look like had they been released in the Vintage Masters of the Universe line. Same way the New Adventures figures are, you know, more buffed up than like, you know, the super skinny one. Or the same way the Princess of Power figures in the Vintage line were dolls versus Tila, Sorceress, and Evelyn, you know, had a little bit weren't dolls, they were action figures. So had there been a hypothetical Seahawk figure released in the Masters of the Universe, not Princess of Power like Bo was, line in the Vintage era, he would have used the standard Motu body. That's why he looks like this. All the characters, so even if a character never had a release in the Vintage line, be it, you know, a Filmation character like Seahawk, or a character that never even existed in the Vintage line like Dragoman, or, you know, or a Princess of Power, or a New Adventures character, the way when we make them, you know, we sort of reverse engineer them and think about them first, what they would have looked like had they been a Vintage Masters of the Universe character in the 82 to 87 line, and then update them in the Classics. So that's why you're seeing him using that standard buffed up He-Man buff, as opposed to when he was a little bit skinnier in Princess of Power series. And as announced when we sold in the Filmation sub, when we showed that unpainted sword, we said that the owner of that sword will not be available day of. So we're into 2013. So we're holding true to that for you sub holders, so you will only be able to get Seahawk if you are a Club Filmation subscriber in 2013. All right, Castle. So it's going to start shipping in late November. So that's still the prototype from New York Comic Con, New York Toy Fair. What's that? Did I step on something? I have no idea what that is. How did that happen? Castle. Is that going to stay up? Okay, there we go. So yeah, that's still the prototype. You've seen the regular Castle upstairs. The Castle you're seeing upstairs is final. That's actually full production. By the way, I'm sending you guys a couple. So. The pawn comes out now. We weren't sure if the pawn was going to be able to come out. The skulls on the reverse, let's see, we got a reverse angle here, I think. At the top of the elevator can pop off. And guys, I'm sorry, but seriously, shame on New York Comic Con guests for stealing the skulls last night.
Wait,
The skulls were stolen, a Horde Trooper was stolen, and He-Man's sword was stolen last night.
Really?
Yeah. We had this out at San Diego Comic Con and PowerCon, and not a single thing walked off. Last night, 4 items were walked off, including those skulls.
Well, welcome to New York.
So, seriously, guys, if you want us to keep putting out toys in an open area for you to play with it, please don't steal them. Because now for the rest of New York Comic Con, those skulls aren't on there. So you're going to see 2 little nubs upstairs.
Which stinks, because I don't know if you guys know it or not, those little skulls on the top of the elevator shaft, you pop those off and you can actually pop them on figures too. So
Yeah.
you got like a little golden skull.
We do our best to keep an eye on it, but while like my back was turned, somebody snapped them off last night. And someone also, we had a Horde Trooper out there for you guys to play with. Someone stole that too.
Go ahead and pull them out of your pocket.
So yeah, guys, we really put a lot of trust in the fans. That's why we put the castle out there and it open. We want you to play with it. And unfortunately, we don't have the sword, so you can't open the drawbridge anymore. So please don't steal our stuff.
We're sorry, Scott.
It stinks. It's not. I mean, I got one back at the office, but you guys aren't going to get to play with it now and see it. So that's what I feel bad for. So just stop stealing our stuff. Okay.
If you didn't, you know who you are.
Yes. Whoever's out there selling those skulls on eBay.
We will find you.
We will find you. And
Find
Tara
them.
will
And if they
find
have
you.
a sub, cancel
The
it.
jetpack so far has not been taken, so hopefully everything else will stay for the rest of the show. Batros is not included, but these are the stackable stands that come with the pegs, so you can a new way to display the figures. And then in December, Blondor the Spoiler. So there he is. We've got Skeletor's axe from Diamond Ray of Disappearance, as well as a reprint of Webster's gun, kind of a more spacey color. Blundor's awesome. What do you guys think of Blundor? Did you see what that?
Awesome.
About time we got a big purple pink bunny in the line.
Yes.
Star Wars owes us a big bunny. We beat him to it. All right, and then also in December in Club Filmation, you're going to get Strong Arm More. Strong More Arm. Yeah, you much like, I mean, I'm sure you guys are aware of this by now. A lot of times the vintage names aren't available. You know, I think Acarius, a flip shot, was owned by Nerf. I don't know who owned Strong Arm, but either way, we did mention, I think, Strong Arm on the bio is like his nickname, and he's Strong Arm. We just had to call the toy Strong Arm. People, I always see people putting up like, epic fail, because like Mattel had to name him Strong Arm. It's a legal issue, guys. What are we going to do? It's also an epic fail that somebody took the damn skulls off the castle. And then he'll include the gun from, it was the Tila episode. Shoot, what was the name of the episode? But the gun came in trouble with, someone know? No? All right, I'm not the only one who can't name the episode off the top of what? Yeah, you're getting the shrinking gun. I can't remember the name of the episode. I know it was one with Evelyn and Tila. Okay, 14. Hey. All right, so 14 happened. You guys made it happen.
Yeah!
Oh my God.
Did it.
Yeah. So now the thing about 14 and
True
15,
fans in here, man.
I will note is they're kind of 2 sides of the same coin. So, like I mentioned earlier, prices are going up every day. Just cost. Toys are tied into the price of petroleum because toys are made from petroleum. And as the price of gas goes up and raw materials, so do the cost of these toys. That's why we made the promise, when we sold in the 13 line, it was still part of the original robust roadmap, take a drink, that we wanted to reorganize the roadmap, which we did, to get all the main vintage figures out there as quickly as we could. And that was going to be done, we couldn't do it in 1 year, there was too many. But we did do it over 14 and 15. When we did 14, I will tell you, originally we kind of front-loaded it with the kind of, we weren't sure if 15 would happen, so we wanted to make sure like the most important figures happened in 14. But then when we sat down and we mapped out the 15 line, which we did a few weeks ago, kind of around PowerCon when the Horsemen were visiting, we kind of looked at it and we're like, wow, 15 is like actually even stronger than 14.
It's good. It's going to be a good
Yeah.
year.
So we really kind of, even though they're going to be separate subscriptions to buy, 14 and 15 are kind of like, well, they're kind of like the sequels to The Matrix or Pirates of the Caribbean. Except no. Hold on. Not plot-wise. But the way, like Matrix 2 and 3 are sort of one long movie, or Pirates 2 and 3 are sort of one long movie, they're kind of meant to be watched together. You can't really watch one without the other. That's what I mean. I don't mean they're, weird ghost guys running around. Or fish people. But, so 14 and 15 are sort of reflections of each other. So, Modulok is in 14, so you can kind of guess who's in 15. There's 2 snake men left, so probably one of them's in 14, one of them's in 15. So they were really thought of together. So by the time we get to the end of 15, you're gonna have a really complete collection. It doesn't mean the line is over and everything's gonna end in 16. I have no idea what's gonna happen in 16. It's gonna be a year from now before we're even looking at that. But I can definitely tell you by the end of 15, should that have to be the end, you're gonna feel like the line, we kind of know sort of who we're doing. You guys can kind of vouch.
Absolutely. Like I said, I mean, when we saw that 15 lineup, I did Google that time. I don't know, when we were trying to sell the sub, and I was talking about how 14 was such a strong year. We were surprised by that, but then to see 15, it is possibly even stronger. It's definitely as strong as 14, if not stronger. It seems like it might be a little bigger.
Yeah,
maybe too.
We were surprised there were that many semi-top tier characters left to do. So, yeah, I think everybody's going to be very satisfied by the end of 15.
I was a little concerned that 15 was going to be a little light, and it was going to be kind of like splugging along on gas, sort of to the finish line. But yeah, it's not.
There's some very cool surprises in there too that we weren't expecting when we saw what was in the 15 line, and there was some cool little unexpected items in there as well that you may not think of initially, but they really make a lot of sense and makes it even feel more complete.
So guys, when we sell those subs next summer at San Diego Comic-Con, we've been through this rodeo before. You know what you're getting. So yeah, we need both years to finish this up, and both years are going to be incredible. All right, without further ado, let's get to the stuff. So 14, there's 12 monthly figures. If you've seen this in San Diego and PowerCon, you have 12 figures at $25, 27 day out, 4 quarterly items, which could be things like variants, oversized figures, multi-packs. This is our sort of slot to do things beyond a basic figure. Noting that all 12 monthly are original figures, not variants. The 4 quarterly items, 1 will be 25 or 27 day of, 2 will be 38 or 42 day of, 1 will be 40 or 44 day of, that's Modulok, and Battle Line is one of those 38, so now you guys know there's one $38 item and one $25 left, if you do the math. 1 holiday item, which will be included in the sub, which will be $35, that's a very unique item at a unique price point. 1 club exclusive figure, the sign-up, which is paid for by the sign-up fee, which you guys have already signed up because the club's done. 1 exclusive map, and the club was not going to include conventions items, chase figures, liquid Hordax, potential vehicles, potential weapons. Well, we're not going to do a weapons pack, I'll tell you that. Another standalone item. So that, and I know people say we want everything in the sub. The reason we need to have these non-sub items is because we need the freedom to grow or shrink the line as needed based on the ebb and flow of business. If we feel like, we could do, making this up, a green Granomir repaint. I'm announcing the green Granomir, I'm just using as an example. You can already see the Ask Matty brushes. We need to have the creative freedom to do things like that. So that, because we don't know if we're going to do a green Granomir, but we might decide in 3 months, we need to slot something in. And that's why it's not included in the sub. All right, and we reopened the sub for a couple days there in September, and we're now at 120%. So we're now back to what we were in 13. So yeah. All right, January. So you guys have seen these already. Too bad.
Yes.
The personal favorite of this gentleman to my left. He was a long overdue. Glimmer.
Yeah.
She's coming in February. I'm going quickly because you guys have seen these reveals. I want to get to the new stuff. In March, Boo for Hydron?
Go figure.
This is like we're not doing like Staghorn and like KO, like a KO. I mean, this is like major,
Yeah, Hydron's good.
What? I can't. All right, we got a new adventure hater. All right, Q1 of 2014, You guys see Modular. The guy likes Modular. As long as he likes it. So he's going to configure a lot of different ways. He does come with 2 different tail sections, just like the vintage figure. I don't think we had that second tail section out until this show. I don't know why, but he does have that. So he'll be $40 or 44 day of. Here's a look at some of the other variations, the other ways you can connect him. Lots of cool, fun, awesome, Modu-lucky fun. I love Modu-lucky as a kid. All right, our traveling con figure, so that means here in New York, if you guys are here in New York Comic Con, next year you will be able to get the one, the only Goat Man. And so these guys got a very special staff there. That's the staff of Avion from the mini comic. And we were able to get the little hook on there so that Stratos can hold it properly. You're going to see this a lot in 2014 and 15. We are going to do our best, as we kind of wrap things up, to get out a lot of those accessories you guys have been asking for. And even if the accessory doesn't necessarily relate to the character it comes with, that really doesn't matter, right, guys?
No.
Yeah, you're cool with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to try to get out as many of these cool accessories as possible, even if they work with older figures or even future figures. So Goatman comes with the staff of Avion there.
Thanks, CB.
That's awesome. All right, in March, we've got that unnamed one. So you will find out what he looks like when he leaks on eBay or shows up in your mailbox. So he will be shipping in March of 2014 with that new mini comic, which I hope it's this. Oh no, with the map too. So there's the map of the Horde Empire. I know Eric's got a planet in there. So, but he's going to vacation, he told me. So you guys saw the map at PowerCon, like in full detail?
Yep.
Yes? Kelly did. And then that mini comic. So Axel did the mini comic. It's only available with our club figure, the unnamed one. So Axel did the interior art. He-Man and Skeletor, their final battle. The fall of Eternia, sounds here. So there we have the 2 light-up figures. And by the way, if you guys have never seen the light-up figures in person, we just filmed a segment with Toy Hunter where they brought them in, and we have them on display in our booth, along with a vintage Titus package, which looks awesome.
You trying to lowball you for him?
We worked out a deal. All right, there's a sneak peek at the first panel there. We took the dialogue out. You don't know what they're saying, but they're saying cool things. So that's the very first panel. All right, in April,
Yes!
Yeah.
Blade in all his glory. Anthony's very excited too. So you'll see a close, it's not fully production, but you'll always see a plastic version of him in the case. See how he's articulated and all that. Anything you guys want to say on Blade? I've been doing all the talking.
Finally.
He's great.
All right. So after
Better
Blade,
him than Gwildor. That's all.
Yes.
you don't want Gwildor? Do you guys want Gwildor?
Yeah. We want everything.
Everybody.
Don't ever do Gwildor, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I would definitely live with that.
We want everything.
Well, how about
Oh,
Scorpia?
no, that would be awesome.
So Scorpia, so you'll see a closer to production model in the case. So the crossbow clips onto her arm, obviously because she can't hold it due to the fact that she doesn't have fingers. But she does have those awesome claws, which I know Carla Marsh has as earrings. And comes with that tail that's articulated just like whiplashes at that turning base. Anything you guys want to chime in on Scorpia?
Yeah, the handle didn't fit into her hand?
No, clips.
Oh, clips on
It
there?
clips under her,
that's cool.
under her wrist, yeah. Oh, is that not how you guys designed it?
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay.
Well, she can hold stuff in her little claw, so we decided this was holding her over her claw. Maybe it was
It's
just
probably
too
a
small,
safety thing,
and
yeah.
when it became PVC, probably didn't hold it strong enough. So
That does happen,
Yeah.
a lot of times, this is actually a really good segue. When you see things like this is the Horseman prototype you're looking at. When you translate an unarticulated prototype into an articulated figure, there are just things that have to change. And it sounds like one of those was the way the crossbow was going to attach. I'm not always privy to that when design does these things.
no, so I mean because it goes from actually they are all the figures we do are fully articulated, and they just get engineered to where they're structurally sound when you get them. We do all the articulation at Four Horsemen Studios, but The problem is we do them in hard urethane casted plastic, which is, you can't play with that stuff. You'll end up breaking it. And it gets transferred into a PVC, which is kind of a softer plastic, and ABS, which is that real hard plastic. And when that happens, things like balance come into issue, because sometimes things don't stand the same way when they're a solid urethane plastic as they do when they're partially hollow ABS and solid PVC. And things like if they had to change the handle for the crossbow for that, when that hand becomes PVC rather than that hard urethane plastic, it was probably too small and too soft to hold that handle, so they changed it to a clip. So
I'm
you'll
seeing
still
that
be able
now.
to hold
Yeah,
it
you
instead
can
of
see it
falling
as a
out of it.
peg.
Yeah.
Yeah, so instead of the peg, it's a clip. So it clips under a wrist.
And that's really something that you won't know until you kind of go into production with it and do some testing on it. And you might have to make some changes during production. So
That's why it says right down there, prototype shown, actual product,
Right.
actual product right there. All right, Scorpio. Yay. All right. In May 2014, we up to reveals? Oh my God, we're up to reveals. Club figure. Oh no, we're not. We still got Battle Lion. All right, Battle Lion. So there he is with King Grayskull on him, so he'll fit in there. And so the armor, the mask, the foot armor will all be removable, and then you can snap that onto Battle Cat if you want to kind of make more of a 2000X Mike Young Productions Battle Cat. The Battle Cat armor will, the saddle will fit on him, but obviously the mask won't, because the mask is, Battle Cat's mask is made to fit on Battle Cat. Obviously Battle Lion has a much bigger head. New tail, new paint job, it's the Battle Cat body, which is an amazing cat body. Anything you guys, anything on Battle Lion? Nope. It's silence. There's so much.
Actually, just the helmet might fit.
The helmet, Battle
you're
Lion's
saying- I-
helmet will fit Battle Cat.
But Battle
Cat's helmet
Okay.
will not fit Battle Lion.
That makes sense.
Yes. Yes. So it works backwards and forwards, but not through times. All right.
one little side note on that: when we were making the saddle and everything for it, I had a King Grayskull out that I was putting on it, and my King Grayskull's hip actually broke when I was trying to put it on there, because it was one of the very first original ones where they had problems with the ankles and the hips. So now I got to go out to the warehouse and try to dig out another King Grayskull,
Oh man. Sorry.
or I can just fix it.
All right. Now, Kamikaze is coming up in about 2 weeks, so we kind of had to split our reveals between both shows. So, please bear that in mind. That compared to last year, where we also didn't have that. But you guys have seen our first reveal of the show. There he is, the mighty Extendar. This is a monthly figure, guys. He comes from a lot. I know I saw some comments last night online about the color of the hands being green versus bronze. I guess like
That was all. That was a matter of Sherry, the wonderful young woman that does the paints for us, was using one of the original toys that we had in the studio to paint it, and nobody caught it before it went to photograph. So the toy, I guess that gold color on the PVC hands over the years had kind of yellowed and turned kind of greenish for some reason. The rest of it was all gold like it had originally been, or bronzish, but that will be altered in production.
Yeah, that shouldn't be that hard to, especially because we'll already have that picked out, so it's not that hard to just paint the hand the same color.
Yep.
Make sure to please email design about that too.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, we'll see if we can get, that shouldn't be too hard to get fixed. But yeah, so he comes with a lot. He's got that shield that articulates into 4 different panels. He's got his lance, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 snap-on parts that will let him do his vintage extending feature. He is pretty much 100% new tool, except for maybe his hands, much like Mantenna. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. So he doesn't.
Well, the upper torso, that's armor pieces. So the upper torso is right, is it?
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
right.
The upper torso's
Yeah, that's a shell.
original tool.
over.
That's a
That's a shell
yeah.
over. Okay, so that's so it's He-Man's. It's a normal male buck
Yeah.
under there.
But
Okay.
everything
All
else
that
is-
extra stuff. That is right.
Yeah.
And he does have the little peace symbol on the back of his neck, like the original,
Awesome.
and in his shield.
Extendar.
Yeah. Send-off.
There he is. With his name. All right. Next up in July. Wow, we're already like to July and it's October. So yeah, we're blazing through 14. Here's our next big one for the club.
Flawed.
Flog. So Flog is the one, he's going to come with the Filmation version of He-Man's sword there. Again, much like the Staff of Avion. Totally unrelated to him, but a way to get that out there. And his little whip accessory there is going to be, it's going to actually be a piece of string. Here, it's all plastic, just to kind of see what it looks like. So at the end of his lance will be an actual piece of string, and then the hook at the end will be plastic. He's a lot of new tooling too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, you guys want to talk about Senior Flog?
This is one for New Adventures that we've been waiting to get to for a long time. He's one of the more main characters, and we've always really liked this design. And so it was a great one where we could reuse some existing parts and mix and match some parts on it. If you look there, it's the first time we've been able to reuse support trooper parts on the upper arm and the bicep. And so he's, with those type of pieces and the new pieces, he's also a very bulky figure. So he's really a cool looking guy. I'm assuming they'll make it this way through production. He's set up, the helmet is removable like the original toy.
And thank goodness we were able to reuse those trap jaw lower legs again.
I
Yeah.
don't think we use them enough. I really, I think every figure.
Every figure in 2015 across the board.
Even the females.
Even Gwildor. All right.
Are we doing Gwildor?
Well, whatever year, 14 or 15, he'll have Trapjaw's legs. You heard it first. All right, so we have a fan's choice vote to talk about. So speaking of New Adventures, so obviously we did not have room for every New Adventures figure. So these were kind of the top 3 characters that we knew you guys wanted, that we couldn't get all of them into the 14 and 15 line. Oh, we didn't bring the tickets, did we? We rushed down there after it's like, all right, we're gonna, you know what? Kim, are you here?
I have flaws.
Kim, while we're doing the Q&A, can you run upstairs, get the tickets? That way, as everyone leaves, they can vote. We forgot to bring the tickets down. Awesome, thank you. That's what happens when you do too many things in the morning. So as you guys leave, I'm gonna hand you a ticket, and you'll be able to vote for one of these 3 figures. And that figure will definitely not be a 14, this is a 15 line. Any questions?
Tuscador.
Tuscador.
So yes, that's Mara, Darius, and Tuscador you're looking at for those of you who are not huge New Adventure buffs. And one of them will be in the 2015 line. All right. And we announced in San Diego that we have a great new partnership between Mattel and Stanley's POW Entertainment. That's going to be a lot of awesome new stuff, ideas, projects, potential entertainment coming from the 2 of us, commemorating this amazing partnership. Mattel's welcoming Stan Lee into the Mattel family with a commemorative action figure. And like I said in San Diego, we could have done a Stan Lee Hot Wheel. We could have done a Stan Lee Barbie doll. I don't know what that would have looked like. But we decided we would do a Stan Lee Masters of the Universe figure. So announcing, you've seen him at Comic-Con, Standar! So Standars was going to be available first at Kamikaze, which is in 2 weeks. And then after that on Matty Collector, and non-sub item. So, did not take away budget from doing Flog or anything like that. He's got a removable helmet, removable glasses, and he's one of kind of the creator gods of Masters of the Universe. Stan helped with the bio. It was really, dream come true to get to work with him. And what was it like sculpting Stan Lee's head?
Weird. He's one of those icons. He's been around for ever since we've known comic books. So, what more can you say? Stan Lee.
So, welcome Stan Lee to Standar, to Masters of the Universe. We have a new line for 2014. So one of our other big reveals for this show is the Motu Minis.
Yeah.
So this is not classics, and this is not taking the place of classics figures. I've already seen people posting online worried that if we're doing minis, it means that they're not getting more Motu classics, and no, that's not true. So it's an all-new scale. There's like your favorite Motu heroes and villains. What are we laughing at?
Because they're adorable.
Oh, because they're adorable.
We're not laughing at them, we're laughing with them.
I can't do skeleton laugh. All right, they all include accessories. The scale is slightly smaller compared to San Diego Comic-Con, which was a standalone video game item. These are not going to be tied to the video game the way the one at Comic-Con was. And essentially that was done for a couple reasons. One, to keep the price locked for at least the short term. Like I said in the beginning, prices are going up all the time. We want to make sure this line has legs and isn't costing you, $50 for a little mini figure in a couple of years. We also wanted to include playsets in this scale. So we're going to have 6 sets in 2014, 6 2-packs. Each 2-pack will have 2 figures and a piece of that Castle Grayskull with an opening drawbridge. You can place the figures on top of the castle, behind it, and that way you could build up kind of a little diorama. They'll be $20 each with 6 packs to collect. They'll be available throughout 2014 only on Matty Collector. They are not subscription, so they're just day of. They will be part of early access, so if you have a 2014 subscription, you will have first available access to these amazing toys. So you've seen them already up on our booth, but just to refresh, you got Battle Armor He-Man with Merman there. We couldn't quite get the sword will actually go all the way into his hand. That's just a prototype, why it looks like it's sort of floating on top of his hand. And that will be followed up in Q2 by Battle Armor Skeletor, Boss Man.
Yeah.
Woo! Yes, he will be flocked. And you guys sculpted these too. These are also horsemen children. Cute children.
We brought those prototypes out to San Diego, I think 2 years ago, and Mattel put these in the booth to gauge response on them, and overall they seem to get a pretty positive response. And then they kind of sat for a while. So to actually have this line going, we're thrilled about it. I think we've got 1 figure left to do at this point out of the first 6 2-packs, and the line just keeps getting cooler and cooler as they go on. It's one that, with it being this small and at this cheaper size, it's just going to be a great collectible line, and it's got an addictive quality because we just want to see more and more of these characters in this style. So, they're really cool.
Not only characters, this line is really successful. I like to see, little chunky vehicles and play sets in this style too.
Or oversized minifigures.
Like Titus in the scale.
Yeah.
So, and that's why we did bring them down a little bit, so we could do that kind of stuff. The smaller they are, the more potential to do bigger items, because then the bigger items don't have to be as big, and as at high price points. I can also tell you guys, I know you saw prototypes of these a couple of years ago. There are characters coming out in 14 you haven't seen yet. So, and we're not sort of in that preview shown a few years ago. So there's surprises coming. All right, Battle Armor Skeletor versus Mossman, and that castle. So that drawbridge will open. It comes apart in 6 pieces. Figures can go on both the towers, the top, and there's sort of like little playrooms on the reverse. And it's really cool. So we hope to do more things like this. What do you guys think? Like them?
Yeah.
Love them.
So Motion Minis, all new way to collect Masters of the Universe. All right, I'll blaze through these, but we got some color images now of those mini comic characters that Axel was nice enough to color for us. There's Bandwidth and Red Shadow for the first time in color. There's the Great Black Wizard, Fangor, mechanic of the Snake Men. So we always think his vintage action feature would have been the Fang, because like coming in and out. A Gladiator from the second mini comic. And then here's a cool one. This wasn't Axel, this was Wellington when we were putting Skeletine in there. That was the original version of Skeletine, and the top there on his little motorcycle from the vintage style guide that never happened. and then Axel kind of reimagined him based on that illustration to appear in the mini-comic. So there you guys go, a sneak peek at behind the scenes of the designs of all new characters from the mini-comics.
Those Kiss-inspired boots on Skeleton there at the bottom are pretty awesome.
That was all well. He just like he said, "Hey, take this, but kind of kick it up a notch."
Yeah,
I think
cool.
he did. And I love the mohawk and the kind of the Karate Kid skull mask. That it's not a skull; it's a mask. All right. Yes. All right. So time for Q&A.
Q&A, what was that?
All right. So we have limited time, but I want to get as many